Hello and welcome to this week's episode of So Fired. I'm Chelsea Toronto.
Dr. Lindsay Regier.
And hello.
Hey, girl. Hey.
What's your So Fired?
So I'm doing a 10-day cleanse, and I'm on day 8 right now. Yeah. So rough, real rough the past couple days. All I could eat were greens, beans, and apples and pears, and these like protein shakes. And I was so exhausted because I'm not eating a lot of food.
Eating enough calories.
Not eating enough calories. I'm just like exhausted, just sitting up. So I thought I was going to eat my arm off yesterday because I was just so freaking hungry.
This is a So Fired?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're turning the corner right now, and today I can add in carbs. So
Good for you.
I'm going to be a whole new person again, re-energized. I think I'm going to get a poke bowl with a smidge of white rice in it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's so great about a cleanse. It puts moderation. It gives your reprogramming, like what am I trying to say?
It reprograms your brain, I think, and your cravings.
Oh, I get to have 1 teaspoon of rice? That's amazing.
That's amazing.
And then normally I'm like, all rice. Skip everything else.
I mean, and the other highlight, I feel like I look skinny AF.
And I was thinking the same.
Because I haven't been able to work out. So this is the perfect time to cleanse.
What happens after the cleanse?
I'm going to hopefully stick off the sugar or just like moderation of the sugar. My husband is next to me eating pizza and like, you want some ice cream? Like, no.
I know. That's kind of mean.
Yeah. But I got willpower, so.
No. And I'm skinny. That's all that matters in life. I think you were going to ask me.
Yep.
What's
your So Fired moment?
It's the Manitou Incline. So, y'all, what's the stats on Manitou?
It's a mile of stairs.
Manitou Springs, just before Colorado Springs. The cutest tourist town ever. My goodness gracious, it's adorable. So if you are going to do the incline, leave enough time to get some beignets on the street afterwards, because what a fun snack. Okay, so Manitou Incline, a mile of stairs. Visually it looks like upright, like you're hiking up vertically.
Yes.
So everyone, and I said, oh, I hate it. Oh, you don't want to. It's miserable across the board.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of different people said it's not pleasurable. Don't do it. Do something else. Don't consider it a bucket list. And I was like, okay. But I'm all things like hiking and hard now. So, you know what? Last year was mental hard. This year is physical hard.
They're kind of coming together.
What's next year hard? Love hard.
Get those eyes.
Those eyes have been working.
Yeah.
Okay. So Manitou Incline, right? Everyone said, ugh. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Because I'm trying to be a yes person these days. So I go with my friend. The videos, I didn't really post them, but it was like, why am I doing this? This is fucking stupid. I don't want to. But what I was really articulating was the dread and the fear that everyone had programmed me with, is that this is going to be a really shitty experience, right? That's all I heard. And he thinks, well, I don't know. It's not like I asked him what he thought, but I could imagine what he saw was just me like, fuck this is too early. I mean, I was indeed saying all those things, but what he probably was just like, oh, I was terrified.
Oh,
I was really scared. He's like, yo, it's going to be okay. Like, don't worry. We'll take as many breaks as you need, just slow and slow. I was like, God, I was like getting heart palpitation.
Were you afraid you weren't going to finish it?
I don't know what it was. No, maybe. And I was also like, shoot, why is everyone so panicked? Like, what do they have that I don't know? And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? So don't worry about it. You'll be all right. So I started doing it. Okay, enlightened, 100%, even before we parked. But because I was so scared, what was I going to do?
I know, because we all put the fear of God in you. That was so miserable.
Okay, miserable. It was hard. It was all the things you've told me that Jackie story a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and that's what I was envisioning. So enlightened, and then I'm become more analytical. I'm a little more like an engineer, and especially how it relates to what is the best physical way in which you can step up these without using the most energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a Kalo thing, right? It was like a chair pose squat the whole time. I didn't have my arms up, but you get that Pixar bent.
Yeah.
The Pixar.
Yeah, you're just always in a constant squat.
Yeah. And you know why? because what's the biggest muscle in your body?
Your booty.
And that's what you're using in a squat. And I was like, my legs, my thighs, and my hammies are about to grow out. Like I could see, but I had a plan in place early. And so I looked funny.
Yep.
But I was like, nothing hurt. I didn't even feel a thing. So I'm doing that in the beginning. Then, enlightened, I talked like this for a solid 45 minutes. I came up with the most masterful things. Like, for example, one of those things was Marilyn Monroe and Britney Spears.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, both of them were considered like Hollywood and like society's like darling.
Mm-hmm.
They were both used as products, and then no one was helping them, and no one acknowledged that they were like calling for help, and like that they both turned to drugs. Marilyn killed herself, and Britney, she's not well.
No.
Right? I mean, she's been in a lot of heartache, and and I'm not saying that like, oh, haha, TikTok is being shitty to her lately, but what I mean is she's really not well. She had the conservatorship, she had a number of bad
so drugged up on all these drugs she probably didn't even really need. She's kind of stuck in childhood.
Okay. Also, so Marilyn Monroe stuck on drugs. Again, had trauma as a child. Britney, same thing. This is our society's doing. We ruin these Hollywood actresses and singers, and like we put them on a pedestal, and then we kick the pedestal out from underneath their legs. The girls go tumbling, and then they're like, too fucking bad.
Yep.
And I think that's terrible.
It is terrible. I think that we're doing a little bit less of it now that I think a little bit, because now people are like, oh shit, we really should have maybe left Britney alone. Because
that documentary. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, we still put people up on a pedestal, and then take the second you can cancel someone, it's like, you are done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Netflix did a masterful way of saying we're sorry. We acknowledge we did that. We were 100% wrong, and we're so sorry. But the damage is already done.
Right.
What I don't agree with, well, the point I believe is Hollywood is not going to implement that message from that Netflix documentary. More like, oh, that was just about Britney. This doesn't apply. We will chew them up and spit them out, whoever they may be, actress or. And I just was really sad about that. So that is one thing I learned that I taught and shared with everyone,
anyone, and everyone who is on the incline. You're like, hey, did you think about this? I can literally see you saying this to like 10 other people 10 other times. And you're up at the top. You're like, right? And another thing. I guarantee that's how it went. I wasn't even there, but I know that's what happened. And then on the way down, there's like a dissertation about hiking and how magical it is and how everyone needs this in their life.
No, I cried. I cried on the way down. I cried myself. No, everybody, let me a shameless post. I take people on hikes and I solve all their problems. No, but we do, and then. Just kidding, but we do have an enlightened experience, right?
Yeah.
Did they get what?
Do they have to be enlightened?
No, that's not the point. And I meant it in the traditional sense that, like, you have a profound experience one way or another. You came around thinking something that you might not have thought otherwise. Okay, anyway, I was crying about sewing.
Oh, wow. Sewing hasn't even been spoken out of your mouth in many a month.
I cried. I'm afraid I'll start crying now.
Oh.
But I was like, yeah, he shamed me, and I didn't think it was ever very... And now it was a business that's failed, and okay, we're on the front end of this.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that right now. But I may have done some of those things. And there was a lot of other more conversations. I think... Yeah, so not only did I talk for my friend, I did talk for the 4 parties in front of me and the 4 parties behind me. and okay, but the thing is, I never looked up, right?
Right, you just kept on going. And you're like, I don't even know who I'm talking to right now.
I didn't know if there were bodies around me. Because I was like, keep your head down. Keep your head down and hike, right? And I'm like, just keep talking because that seems to soothe yourself. And I didn't even know if my friend was around.
Right.
So now I'm just going. And I'm like, but this is very knowledgeable stuff. Other people should be hearing. Like, so they should enjoy this. Now, You have that before we actually started the incline on that first couple of steps. Again, Jeff was like, we'll take as many breaks as you need. And he's like, okay, there's 3 lessons on which to do the incline. Low and slow.
That's it. Talk as if no one's listening, but keep talking anyways. That's number 2. And number 3, that's it. It ends at 2.
No, I did tell him, I was like, motherfucker, you better listen to everything I'm saying and keep note. I don't want. He's like, well, don't use a voice recorder. I was like, I don't want to use a voice recorder. And that's unnatural to be like, blah, 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 blah.
No, you need like a headset.
I know.
To transcribe everything that you say so that you can go back and read it.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was going to be weird doing it with him.
Right.
Me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm so prolific that I need to be mic'd up when I do shit. If that's not grandiose, like
everything
I'm amazing. Okay, but we did have that conversation anyway. I was like, dude, if you want to be my friend, I need you to remember everything I'm saying that's worth remembering.
Yeah,
because he did say, you'll get a tremendous amount of content here, and I said, okay, I'm doing it for the content. Anyway, so he remembers low and slow was one of the things, and I'm like, well, what's 2 and 3? And he's like, take lots of breaks.
Okay,
and stopping you're not going to finish or something. You must finish. It was a negative.
He's not going to finish?
Yeah. Like you're absolutely going to finish. I don't know. He said something. Oh. So I think those are great life lessons. Low and slow, take breaths, and not finishing is not an option.
Yeah. You can apply that across the board.
Right. So that's why I'm sharing this wicked knowledge. Anyway, but so what happens then? And I'm like, okay, I want to modify some of that. I was like, you will finish, which is more of the affirmative.
Yeah.
And then I think what I wanted was I want to be able to converse the whole time.
Oh.
I didn't want to be like I didn't want to do that.
Like maybe that's why I thought it was so miserable, because I was just trying to get done. I did not like any of it. And I wasn't low and slow. I was like, oh, this is going to be a really good booty workout, because it's
how could you have had a booty workout?
Thousands of step ups, because I like came up and extended all the way part of the time, so you could really get like the full glute and leg activation.
Yeah, kind of like what we do in Kalo.
Yeah, for us, exactly. So some of that, and then I guess like I just wanted to finish in under an hour. So
I did.
Yeah, so I did, but like I just wanted to be done.
I was done.
I know. I guess like I just thought it was miserable. So no, there we go.
Like, why do I have to defend myself? I didn't like it.
I'm like, I didn't like it. It's not that great. Okay, you guys, like Chelsea is the only one out of multiple, probably hundreds of thousands of people that have done the incline that would ever say that it was so enjoyable and I loved it. Listen to the rest of us. I don't think it's a bucket list item. I think you can skip it. I think that if you're visiting from out of town and you're like, oh, I do the incline. No, you don't. Go to Red Rocks. Climb the stairs there. It's much better, much closer. Do that.
Okay. However, let me finish. So we're doing it, and I'm in my own world, and maybe that's what it takes.
Yeah.
To be happy is to be backed by your own self. Anyway, so we're doing it, and I start looking. I don't stop. I'm fine. I've got this mechanical thing worked out, and I'm like, da, da, da. And then like I start to like look from, I eventually kind of look one or two. Like I actually didn't want to stop because I was afraid if I stop, it's not going to be easy to start again.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of times I had to stop and wait for my friend. That's right. I was waiting on him, and like his face was so goddamn red. He looked like he was going to have a heart attack. He might have. And I was like, so I waited on the steps. And then as he approached, I started walking.
You're like, I'm not waiting for you. Come on. Get going.
I waited for him to get to the step. And then I had no qualms about being like, okay, are you ready? So long story short, he was like, dude, you fucking crushed it. I'm sorry. I underestimated you. Like you were a rock star. He's like, I can't wait for you to tell Lindsay. Because I was like, Lindsay said this.
I know. I was just waiting to be like, I told you so. You came back and you're like, I told you so. So
I wasn't here to tell you so, but I didn't. Okay, what's the takeaway on this? I need to stop accepting other people's opinions on things as my own.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because when you hear something so many times, you're just going to accept it as truth,
Right.
even if you haven't even experienced it like that.
But you don't even realize, for the most part, unless you're taking a step back and looking at it, you don't even realize how we're accepting people's opinions of things. I think those that are speaking these things think that they're giving like a review.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's my review on it. It's like a verbal yell.
Yep.
But really, they're just talking about emotions and they're not really speaking facts for people to choose from. So you're like, okay.
Well, for them, it's fact of how they experienced it.
That's right. That's right. But it's rarely do we take, and I'm not saying about yours, but I'm just saying like, we do this all the time. And I'm like, for me, this is about it. What anybody else is saying is like, just be okay. People are going to say these things. Okay. That doesn't have to, that might not be the case for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Right. Like, I wish I could have heard people say it and then not internalize the fear that they might have been like subconsciously emoting. Is that the word?
Yeah.
To emote?
Emote. To emote is to show emotion.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So would you, I think that's a good lesson for anybody.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay. So that wasn't going to be today's topic.
So that's our self-fired moment.
But it was a beautiful one at that. I fucking smoked him. I hope you're listening, dude. He's like, you didn't need that.
He's like, I get it. You don't have to tell everyone. It is my brain.
I'm like, no, it wasn't. I didn't mean to do that. But I just, for the first time ever, I was just strong. And it felt good to be strong. And at no one else's expense. Like, I wasn't like, ha, ha, ha. But what I was, I was like, I'm actually pretty competitive. Like,
and then I'm kind of like getting back into my competitive mode. I was like, well, I'm going to go do it again.
Oh, really?
Like,
Do you want to do it together?
No.
Oh.
I'm not, like, I'm competitive enough, but, like, I hated it so much that I don't want to do it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do it.
No.
I don't know that I would do it. Actually, I might do it again.
I would say it's good for endurance-focused people. Yeah, I'm a sprinter.
Yeah, and you're Sporty Spice, and I'm like something nerd. Like nerdy spice.
Nerdy spice.
But it did have me thinking about perception, what's real and what's like curated in life, right? So like if those sentiments weren't necessarily my truth or my real, what else in life is like that? And I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just always go back to what people see in the public eye via social media. And I've had people tell me, like, I love to follow you. It's like aspirational. I'm like, I'm literally doing nothing all day. Mm-hmm. But if that is aspiring to you, watching me go do a workout or like do this or just like my day-to-day life, I don't know. People find that aspirational somehow. But I'm like, well, I'm not really sharing when I'm so overwhelmed and stressed out. And I like want to, but
this is my point.
Yes, I want to, but there's like reasons why I cannot.
Like, can you give me a reason why?
Because there's just like,
I don't know,
a lot of behind the scenes things that I'm thinking about that aren't ready to be shared into the world.
Do you tell me though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, this is fascinating. What is it? Have you talked about it?
No.
But like, there's lots of elements. There's so much work that goes
like,
into your
I
life.
guess like if you're close to me, like I've told you some things that I'm like, well, this is really hard, or like I'm kind of frustrated with this, but I'm not always sharing it with the outside world because there's a lot of context that goes into it. So it might almost come off of like I'm complaining or like you don't fully understand what the situation is. So it's just like easier to show like, oh, look, I'm doing something fun. I'm podcasting. I'm working out. I'm like traveling here, traveling there.
I feel like that's the show people want to watch.
Right. Like people don't always want to see like a sad sap and like,
hear me out. I'm really sad.
I get kind of uncomfortable when people do that.
I know.
I'm like,
what?
Oh, like
where they talk emotions on the thing?
Yeah, where they're like crying.
Oh yeah, crying's too much.
Yeah.
Like, don't go full.
Yeah. Like
and it went full.
Yeah, go full. Like
they like misunderstood the assignment.
I do want to see the fun stuff because this is kind of escapism.
Yeah, I think it's the show. Like I know I'm gonna watch like TikTok. You know, you like either this show or you like to see productivity or you like to see boss babes doing it, right? Like it's you are a category of entertainment.
Yeah,
you really are. And people may what? No. Look at Instagram and all these people that are like, here's my morning coffee and here's my supplements and here's my what's it called? Collagen. And like you may make and like I like that channel. You are that channel.
I know, because this morning I was like, okay, so I have a really busy day coming up.
You
This is
didn't
me and-
post on ours, though.
I forgot to tag it.
Come on. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm like, this is me and Layla. We're going to go get some coffee because it's a really busy day today. We have podcasting, meetings, and all the fun things, recording, or the news segment. So yeah, I know. I just have to remember to tag.
Okay, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I love watching this.
Which is like
other
so funny,
people, right? And so I don't necessarily think it's like which is art and which is life.
Right.
Are we living our life to perpetuate the art that is in demand on Instagram? Or is it like we already do this and now we're just putting the audio to it that you want to hear? I just don't think it's as like edited.
Right.
It's not as edited.
Yeah. I was also watching the show Real Girlfriends in Paris. It's really cute. It's all like 20-something-year-olds. The oldest person is 32 on that show. She's like the mama of the group, and she's always in like Versace and Prada and all the things. So she's like,
is she the house mom?
She's basically the house mom. They live separately, but she's like, you know what? Things aren't always what they seem. You know where I got this? I go to Bargain Bin Basement. I am shopping at thrift stores. I am doing all of this. And she's like, we don't make that much money. I'm thrifting all of my stuff. So it was really refreshing to hear her say that this is like all an image.
Yeah.
And we actually can't afford anything. So I thought that was really cool.
What show is this again?
Real Girlfriends in Paris.
Oh, tell me the premise of the show.
It's Americans in Paris.
Okay.
And they basically have come together because they're Americans in Paris. Half of the group is just rich girls that don't have to work. Half of the group do have to work because they don't have rich parents. And then it's just about their friendships. It's really cute.
I'm gonna watch the show.
Yeah,
it's a neat concept.
It's a neat concept. There's this girl in fashion. She works at Chloe Colette, and she has a really good story.
I like this show.
Yeah, and like there's not like that much drama to it. It's just like them having fun, going out. They're like hooking up with different guys, and like they're in their young 20s.
I want to be them.
Exactly, you want to be them. I was like, damn, that looks cool. Like, should I go back in time and like live in Paris?
Oh my god, there's an old timey photo booth down in Manitou Springs where you dress up like Ugly Aunt. Yeah, I know. Do you want? We should do that.
Go do that.
I know. I'll take you to beignets. They were so good, and they're like a crunchy.
Are you trying to get me off my cleanse? You're trying to ruin my cleanse? Knock me off?
Well, it doesn't sound like it. Like just the old time. Well, we can't have the beignets until after the old timey photos with the corsets.
Oh, of course.
They're skinny. Oh, anyway, sorry.
But yeah, things aren't always what they seem, and I feel like I don't know. Is anyone what they seem unless you know them in real life?
Right. 100%.
The Manitou Incline, what you seem until you do it.
Exactly. And I'm going to take it one step further. I say, in addition to what you're saying, is I think everything we experience is curated. I think everything is a curated experience from the minute you leave your house.
Yes. Everything is marketing and selling to you and telling a story about something. Even just like, I don't know, walking into your building. There's a whole experience that they want to curate for you. Or like going to Whole Foods, you know?
I do know. I also think like golf courses.
Yep.
That is like a purchased entry to a park.
Yeah. Or also, I mean, whenever you meet someone, that's a curated experience. When you meet someone for the first time and you're doing a first impression, you want to make sure you come off the right way because you're like selling yourself as like, I'm this person. So
But you love that.
I love it. I'm like, let's go.
I mean, I know I'm good at it.
You can do it. You're good at it.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I hate if I know I have to do it. That puts a lot of pressure. I do it organically and like get them like feeling this.
Oh, I feel like, oh, camera's on. Okay, go. Turn it on. Turn it on.
Thank God for you.
That's just like recording the news segment today. I gave them all these talking points and I didn't rehearse it as much as I did last time because I kind of know the whole sequence that I'm going to go in. Well, this time I'm literally going through like a new patient experience.
Which you already know.
Yeah, which I've done 10,000 times. And I'm like, okay, I have to turn it on the second they're there and make sure I'm like, hey, welcome. Yeah. So good to see you.
Oh, the excitement would do you that naturally. That's not like a mental thing. You're gonna get like when you see those cameras when you first walk in, you're like, okay, let's go.
I know that's literally how it goes.
I know.
Yeah.
You see someone with one camera or like a light thing. What are those called? With the big lighting.
I don't know what that's
like
called.
Andy, like so all those photographer lighting. That's when shit gets real. You get real.
I guess that is like real excitement.
Oh, yeah. It's strictly like you can feel like the quivering in one's guts, right? Do
Yeah.
me a favor. When you try and make note of which body part is the most tingly when you cross that threshold and see that lamp for the first time. 'Cause I mean, it's like the solar plexus that are like, oh my God, it's showtime. Or are you feeling like palpitation in your chest?
I'm trying to remember what it was like. I think it was like a little bit more in like the gut.
That's my thinking. But if you can remember.
Well, this time it might be
Tonight.
a little bit different because they're coming into the office.
Exactly. Still exciting. Still
I
exciting.
mean,
It was exciting anytime there's a photographer, but when they're there, yes, you've done it before, but it's going to be more exciting than your average day.
yeah.
You don't think so?
No, because they were just there last week filming and it was,
Oh, they were?
yeah.
Oh. This is like round 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happened when you
I'm already jaded from my TV experience. Like, whatever. No big deal. It's just another camera. Oh my God.
Okay. I didn't realize. All right, well, that makes sense. You're not
Stepping onto like a stage and a set. That's where the
okay, so
butterflies come in.
where did the butterflies live?
Like more like gut.
Mine's like
Ish.
Uh,
Yeah. Like above solar plexus.
Where's the solar plexus?
Like down lower.
I think mine were.
Mine's like almost in the
If I had what's this called?
fupa.
The sides of like the top and bottom.
That's a great place to feel it.
You're not going to carry extra weight there.
You're just hearing a lot of excitement right here. You're feeling a lot of feel right
If I
there.
stood up though, this would still be considered a food.
I don't think so. I think it's only a
I
sitting.
feel like I could.
It's like where your
butt
jeans like buckle up when you're sitting.
Yeah, but if there's a little bit of a roll there, which there is on mine, but I do wonder if I stood up, if I would still. This might just be skin.
I think it might just be skin.
I don't. I always want to say it is. I think zoos are curated.
Mm-hmm.
I think like children's schools now feel a little curated. Like this is what a schoolhouse should look like,
Oh yeah.
right? Like going apple picking, curated. The things Instagram programs you to want to do, which are then curated. Oh, I'm like this guy.
Tinker across the screen. List all the curated things out. Dude, cool. Here's your story.
Yeah, I love that one, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the sound on.
No, actually, I have no idea what you're talking about, but
Oh, no, you
I
don't.
don't have TikTok.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think everything's curated. I don't think anything's real. Instagram wants me to go falling. What did I do? I bought fall flowers today. Do you know what I mean? Everything is kind of mind control and or here is the park wheel will allow you to have. And we'll call it a golf course, so you have to buy entry into your own park. National parks. Also, like what have you not monetized?
The air we breathe.
Some may say that you are paying a price for it.
I pay a price for that smog in the air.
That's what I'm saying. Like you, maybe somebody gets like emphysema because of the. I'm just saying, like that's not free, and so it's a bigger question. I just feel like I'm overwhelmed by it. It made me kind of sad.
What is real?
Nothing. I mean, our friendship's real.
Our friendship's real.
I do. You know what? I that is the answer. Our friendships. I was talking to someone last night. Oh, here's another point.
Let me tell you another thing.
How much? Oops, Daisy.
Oh, how much
How
more
much we have
minutes?
left?
Yeah.
How much?
A few more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, the notion of catfishing.
Oh.
You just don't know what's real. But here's the thing. Like the Manitou Incline, I was like, you know what? I'm going to allow myself to just, with the Stoics, I didn't finish that thought, but like, how would the Stoics feel about like all of this? Is it just perception that we have placed on what's real and what's not? Like, right? Like as it relates to like not a catfishing, you know, like when someone represents there's someone else and then it's not.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. So it's like, but it is a catfishing when you choose to believe I'm okay, whatever the outcome may be.
Well, I think on their end it's still catfishing. You're just like, let's play it out and see what happens.
I am like let's play that. No, I don't mean that, but I do feel like, is it the same? Are you still being ished if you are will?
Someone could be doing that anytime you meet anyone if they're trying to get something from you.
Actually, what about the attorney?
Right.
He was fucking live catfishing.
Yeah.
and then that's what I'm saying. What's fucking real?
You got to be
You.
filtering.
Thank God for
Be
you.
me.
And Butch and Sunny
Yeah.
and Layla.
And Layla. And Austin.
The 5 of us.
The 5 of us.
Actually, we're 6.
Yeah. Math. 3 dogs, 3 people.
Hey, what else? You know, could you imagine if it was 7?
What about 8?
Well, no, 7 would mean I had some.
Oh, yeah, that's true. 8 would mean I had another dog.
We can have odds. I mean, even.
No, it has to be even number.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I know it has to be an odd number. But in the family situation, whatever.
Yeah. In our family dynamic, it works like.
I was like, do I want a cat?
No.
Okay.
Cats smell.
My house smells all right.
I don't like the litter box.
Okay, I won't. That's okay. So anything else? This has been a really fun time.
Yeah.
Really
Fun time.
Yeah.
So we have a very special
We do.
episode coming out later this week.
Oh, snap.
So, you know how we give you advice from your besties? We have a new bestie coming on, special edition this week. And you're going to want to tune in because she's a huge, huge, huge influencer in the podcast space. She has over 6 million downloads on her podcast. And she is hosting an amazing event in a few weeks.
Also, our favorite podcaster.
Mm-hmm. And she lives here in Denver.
Like, this is beyond, like, when we wrote down our goals
Yes.
and our manifestation, I literally have it, like, right here. Unless I already threw it out because it's going to.
Yeah.
Where we said, oh my gosh, someday we hope to be respected enough by the people we respect the most that they would one day want to be on our show. And for us to accomplish that is really, we're not showing you, like, the nerdy behind the scenes things, but we are fangirling the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because this is the biggest deal. If you're looking for milestones along the way for this podcast, like, this to us is one of the biggest deals. It's one of the biggest accomplishments yet. I mean, starting and having listeners, but, like, this is a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And we get to share it with you, and we're so pumped.
We're so pumped. So
We should be thanking you guys.
yes. And make sure you are subscribed if you aren't already so you don't miss this next episode because it's going to be fire flames.
Don't forget, this podcast is because of you guys.
That's right. And we're going to have some really good advice for
And
you.
you're just here stuck listening to us all the way up the incline.
All right. We will see you next time. Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.